Model Code of Conduct. Disclaimer: this training material is for use in training of election officials. It should not be referred as guideline of ECI. In case of any variance in this training material, the ECI guideline, rules, laws shall prevail. What is Model Code of Conduct? Model Code of Conduct is a set of norms evolved with the consensus of political parties who have consented to abide by the principles embodied in the said code, and also binds them to respect and observe it in its letter and spirit. What is the role of Election Commission? The role of election commissions are free, fair and peaceful elections, no misuse of official machinery for the electoral, prevention of electoral offences, malpractices, corrupt practices, impersonation, bribing and inducement of voters, threat and intimidation. In case of violation, appropriate measures to be taken. Level playing field for all parties and candidates. Why Model Code of Conduct is being implemented by the ECI? The main reasons are providing level playing field to everyone, generating trust among the masses regarding the poll process, to curb allurement and wooing of voters, for official machinery to remain fair, to protect the civil rights of the citizens, to ensure participation of general public in the making of the government transparently and fearlessly, providing opportunity to all to enter into politics and decision-making process, avoiding conflicts between the parties and maintaining peace and order, preventing misuse of power. Broad area of application of MCC. Execution of welfare schemes and government work. Publicity, campaign on welfare scheme and government work. Appointment, transfer and posting of government officials. Use of rest house, dak bungalow and other government accommodation. Provisions regarding tour of ministers, political functionaries. Use of official aircraft vehicles. Use of loudspeaker. Printing of pamphlet, posters and other media activities. What are the salient features of MCC? So the salient features of MCC are how the political parties, contestant candidates and party in power should conduct themselves during the process of elections, on their general conduct during electioneering, holding meetings and processions, poll day activities and functioning of the party in power, etc. Time period of application. Model Code of Conduct comes into operation right from the time and day the election schedule is announced by the Election Commission. MCC remains in operation till completion of election process as per the election notification. Who are covered under MCC? All organizations, committees, corporations, commissions, etc. funded wholly or partially by the central government or any state government. Political activities undertaken by persons other than political parties and candidates are covered under MCC. Nobody should invoke in any manner religion or religious grounds in any manner or any activities likely to create disharmony among different classes or groups of people in his campaign. Such activities or statements are prohibited, being offences under various provisions of the law like Section 125 of RP Act 1951, Section 153A, 153B, 171C, 295A, 5052 of the IPC and Religious Institutions Prevention of Misuse Act 1988. In such programs, there shall not be any personal attack on personal life of any person or statements that may be malicious or offending decency and morality. When persons and organizations seek permission to hold public programs, they should be asked to give a declaration or undertaking to abide by the above guidelines. The public programs of such persons and organizations should be closely monitored through videography. If the programs involve incurring expenses and amounts to directly promoting the electoral prospects of any particular candidate or candidates, then Section 171H of IPC will come in force. Authorization should be submitted to DO within 48 hours. Any violation should result in action for prosecuting the person concerned. References to ECI by central government and state government. In case of union government, references which are proposed to be placed before the cabinet or any committee of the cabinet should be routed through the cabinet secretariat. That is, no such references should be made directly to the election commission by the ministries. Departments, subordinate offices, public sector undertakings, autonomous bodies of the ministry or department will make references to the election commission to the concerned ministry. A nodal officer may be designated in the cabinet secretariat with whom the election commission may contact for any clarification on such references. In case of state government to constitute a screening committee headed by the chief secretary and consisted of secretary or principal secretary of the coordination department, general administration department, and secretary or principal secretary of the department, sending the proposal for approval of the election commission. CO of the concerned state shall forward only such proposal which have been cleared by the screening committee with its specific comments to the election commission. The concerned department shall not send the original file to the CO, but only a self-contained reference be sent through screening committee. CEO shall not send any reference to the election commission in cases where clear-cut instructions exist to deal with. Applicability of Model Code of Conduct on officials and government building. Whether a minister of union or state can summon any election-related officer of the constituency? The answer is no. Minister, whether of union or state, cannot summon any election-related officer of the constituency or the state for any official discussion anywhere. Can an official meet with the minister on his private visit to the constituency where elections are being held? The answer is no. Any official who meets the minister on his private visit to the constituency shall be guilty of misconduct under the relevant service rule. What about video conferencing? It will not be held. Video conferencing between the chief minister of the states, ministers and other political functionaries of the union and state government after the announcement of elections and from the date from which Model Code of Conduct comes into force in a state or the constituency will not be held. If the spouse is in political arena, restriction on tours, leave of the officer whose spouses are active in political arena. In such cases, the concerned officer should not leave their headquarters either on leave or on tour till the elections are complete. Previous disciplinary action related to election. Officials against whom Commission has recommended disciplinary action or who have been charged for any lapses in any election or election related work previously may not be assigned any election related duty. What about criminal cases? No official against whom a criminal case is pending in any court of law be associated with the election work or election related duty. Each and every government servant have to submit a declaration within 2 days after the last date of nomination papers, and the format is shown on the screen. Retirement. Any officer who is due to retire within coming 6 months will be exempted from the election-related activity. Reappointment or extension. All the officials of the state or union territories who are on extension of service or re-employed in different capacities will not be associated with any election-related work except those with the office of COs. Cases of appointments and promotions. ECI does not object to the appointments, regular recruitment promotions made on the results or recommendation of the UPSC, PSC, SSC or other such statutory bodies, or regular promotions on the recommendation of the departmental promotion committees. Recruitment through non-statutory bodies will require prior clearance of the ECI. Ban on transfer. No transfer of all officers connected with the conduct of election. If the transfer is considered necessary on account of administrative exigencies, the state government may, with full justification, approach the Commission for prior clearance. Photographs and calendars. The photographs and images of political functionaries who are still active in public life should not be displayed in the government buildings and premises. The photograph of CM, PM, ministers, etc. should not be displayed. Images of national leaders, poets, and prominent historical personalities of the past and the President of India and the governors can be displayed. Photographs in social issues. Social causes such as World Habitat Day, pulse polio, immunization, HIV awareness campaigns during the election period. No objection to the release of such advertisements if they do not contain the photograph or political message of any minister, political dignitary, and do not highlight the achievement of the party which may influence the voters and induce them to vote in their favor. Photographs of departed leaders in different advertisements. No objection to the publication of photographs and messages related to the departed political leaders except those leaders who passed away in recent past. Applicability of Model Code of Conduct on ministers and commissions. Official visit. There will be no official visit. Minister, either of central or state government, shall not undertake an official visit of any constituency from which elections have been announced by ECI till the end of election process. Minister will not summon any election-related person to a place or office or guest house outside the aforesaid constituency for any official discussion during the period of elections commencing with the announcement of the elections from such constituency and ending with the completion of election process. Exception. In case of failure of law and order or occurrence of a natural calamity which requires personal presence of a minister or chief minister for supervision, review, relief, he may, in his capacity as in charge of the department concerned or as a chief minister, may undertake an official visit to a constituency and summon any election related officers of the constituency to a place outside the constituency. Arrangements of minister. All arrangements to be made by non-officials and not by the government servants during the election meeting by minister, and all expenses except those relating to maintenance of law and order borne privately. Journey undertaken by minister for filing nomination papers and subsequent tours to his constituency should be regarded as being for election process. Republic Day function. Central minister, state minister, or any other political functionary in the state, ex-MPs, shall not do honors at any Republic Day function at any location or where he or she is contesting candidate or intends to contest during the election process. Central minister, state minister can participate in celebration of Sadbhavna Divas, but their speeches should be confined only to promotion of harmony. Ministers are entitled for official vehicle during the election. Ministers are entitled to use their official vehicles only for commuting from their official residence to their office for official work, provided that such commuting is not combined with any electioneering or any political activity. Pilot car equipped with siren can be used? No. Even if the state administration has granted a security cover requiring presence of armed guard to accompany him on such visit, this prohibition is applicable whether the vehicle is government owned or private owned. Personal or private tour of ministers, no use of official vehicle. No official personal staff shall accompany them. Personal or private tour of CM, one personal staff of CM is allowed, should be a non-gazetted officer. This personal staff shall not take part in any political activity or assist the Chief Minister in his political work. Personal or private tour of PM. Restriction regarding personal staff members who can accompany on personal or private tour shall not apply to the Prime Minister. Emergency official tour of Union Minister. If a union or state minister is travelling in some emergent situation out of his headquarters on purely official business which cannot be avoided in public interest, then a letter certifying to this effect should be sent from the secretary concerned of the department to the chief secretary of the state where the minister intends to visit, with a copy to the commission. During tour to emergent situation, the chief secretary may provide the minister with government vehicle and accommodation and other usual courtesies for his official trip. However, immediately preceding or during or in continuation of such an official tour, no minister can carry out or combine any election campaign or political activity. Law and order or natural calamity. Exception. Minister in his capacity as in charge of the department concerned or a chief minister undertakes an official visit to constituency in connection with failure of law and order or a natural calamity or any such emergency. Official religious party. No religious occasion like organizing iftar party etc. at a state cost by the minister. Kavi Sammelan. Can organize Kavi Sammelan, Mushairas or other cultural functions in connection with the Republic Day celebrations and be attended by the central ministers, chief ministers, ministers in the states and other political functionaries. But no political speeches are made on the occasion. Security cover. Yes, all ministers, both of union and the state, and all other leaders of political parties will be allowed security as per the threat perceptions assessed by the official agencies and other professional agencies. The expenditure on the bulletproof cars and all other cars used by these individuals will be borne by the individual concerned. Expenditure on the security staff will be borne by the state government or UT administration concerned. No objection if any person, including any political functionary or candidate, travels along with a Z plus category political functionary who has been provided with bulletproof vehicle and for which payment is being made by him or his party. Bulletproof car used by star campaigner. Expenditure will not be counted in candidate's account. Bulletproof car used by other political functionaries other than a star campaigner. Expenditure will be counted in a candidate's account. Discretionary funds. Minister and other authority cannot sanction grants or payments out of the discretionary funds on eve of election. Applicability of Model Code of Conduct on political parties. Mutual harmony. No party or candidate shall include in any activity which may aggravate existing differences or create mutual hatred or cause tension between different castes and communities, religious or linguistic. Criticism. Criticism of other political parties, when made, shall be confined to their policies and program, past record and work. Parties and candidates shall refrain from criticism of all aspects of private life, not connected with the public activities of the leaders or workers of their parties. Criticism of other parties or their work based on unverified allegations or distortion shall be avoided. Appeal from religious places. No appeal to caste or communal feelings for securing votes. Mosques, churches, temples or other places of worship shall not be used as forum of election propaganda. Corrupt practices. No corrupt practices by all parties and candidates, such as bribing of voters, intimidation of voters, impersonation of voters, canvassing within 100 meters of polling station, holding public meeting during the period of 48 hours, ending with the hour fixed for the close of the poll, and the transport and convenience of voters to and from polling station. Demonstrations before individual houses. The right of every individual for peaceful and undistributed home life shall be respected. However, much the political parties or candidate may rescind their political opinions or activities. Organizing demonstration or picketing before the houses of individuals by way of protesting against their opinions or activities shall not be restored to under any circumstances. Use of individual buildings, lands, etc. No political party or candidate shall permit its or his followers to make use of any individual's land, building, compound wall, etc. without his permission for erecting flag staffs, suspending banners, pasting notices, writing slogans, etc. Political harmony. Political parties and candidates shall ensure that their supporters do not create obstructions or break up meetings and processions organized by other political parties. Workers or sympathizers of one political party shall not create disturbances at public meetings organized by another political party by putting questions orally or in writing or by distributing leaflets of their own party. Processions shall not be taken out by one party along places at which meetings are held by another party. Posters issued by one party shall not be removed by workers of another party. Barricading, rostrum, etc. in political rallies. The expenditure incurred on security arrangement like barricading, rostrum, etc. shall be borne by concerned political parties during visit of any person for electioneering and election related work. Star campaigner. The campaign by star campaigner should be meticulously tracked. The Chief Electoral Officer (NDO) should maintain party-wise register to track instances of violation being committed by campaigners of political parties. The restriction on number of vehicles in a convoy has been withdrawn subject to laws. If the vehicle so permitted is also occupied by any other person other than the star campaigner, in that case, the 50% expenditure of the same shall be booked in the expenditure of concerned party contesting candidate from that constituency. Expenditure on advertisement in print and electronic media. If the advertisement for general party propaganda with photo or appeal of the leader is made in print and electronic media without any reference to any candidate, then the expenditure on such general advertisement shall be booked to the account of the political party. If such a leader happens to be a candidate in any constituency, even if the advertisement contains his photo in print and electronic media, then also expenditure shall not be booked to the account of such leader. If the posters, banners, flags, stickers, etc. with photo or appeal of the leaders mentioned above, without any reference to any particular candidate, are used during the elections, the expenditure shall be booked to the account of the political party. If, however, the leader happens to be a candidate in any constituency, then the proportionate expenditure on such items actually used in his constituency shall be accounted for in his election expenses. Travel expenses. If any attendant, including security guard, medical attendant, or any other person, or any member of the party who is not candidate in the constituency concerned, travels with the leader, that is star campaigner of the political party, in his vehicle or aircraft or helicopter, etc., the travel expenses of such leader shall be wholly booked to the account of the political party. If any candidate or candidates share the transport with such leader, then 50% of the travel expenditure shall be apportioned to the candidates. State guest house, rest house. No part of the state guest houses, bhavans, should be utilized for any political activities like holding of party meetings, press conferences and consultations. Even casual meeting by members of political parties inside the premises of the government-owned guest houses, etc. are not permitted. Only the vehicle carrying the person allotted accommodation in the guest house and not more than 2 other vehicles, if used by the person, will be permitted inside the compound of the guest house. Rooms should not be available for more than 48 hours to any single individual. However, 48 hours before the close of poll in any particular area, there will be freeze on such allocations till the completion of poll or repoll. Accommodation can be given in government guest houses where elections have been announced to the political functionaries who are provided security by state in Z+ category, subject to the condition that such accommodation is not allotted or occupied by election-related officials or observers. No political activity will be allowed during stay in government guest houses. Government accommodation. No party or candidate shall use or be allowed to use government accommodation as a campaign office or for holding any public meeting for the purpose of the election propaganda. Do's and don'ts. Let's discuss do's. Ongoing program which are actually started in the field before the announcement of election may continue. Relief and rehabilitation measures to the people in areas affected by floods, drought, pestilence and other natural calamities can commence and continue. Grant of cash or medical facilities to terminally or critically ill persons can continue with appropriate approvals. Public places like Maidans must be available impartially to all parties contestant candidates for holding election meetings. So also use of helipads must be available impartially to all parties and contestant candidates. Criticism of other political parties and candidates should relate to their policies, programs, past record and work. The right of every individual for peaceful and undisturbed home life should be fully safeguarded. The local police authorities should be fully informed of the venue and the time of the proposed meeting well in time and all necessary permissions taken. If there are any restrictive or prohibitory orders in force in the place of the proposed meeting, they shall be fully respected. Exemption, if necessary, must be applied for and obtained well in time. Permission must be obtained from the use of loudspeaker or any other such facilities from police or competent authorities for the proposed meetings. The time and place of starting of any procession, the route to be followed and the time and place at which the procession will terminate should be settled in advance, and advance permission obtained from the police or competent authorities. Loudspeaker should not be used from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. subject to local laws. All loudspeakers being used beyond the hours as prescribed above shall be confiscated, along with all the apparatus connected with the use of these loudspeakers. Unofficially identity slips issued to voters shall be on plain white paper and not contain any symbol, name of the candidate or name of the party. Except voters, candidates and the election of polling agents, only person with a specific valid authority letter from the Election Commission can enter any polling booth. Political functionaries do leave the constituency after the campaign period is over if they are not a voter or a candidate or candidate's election agent from that constituency. RBI may continue to take decision unhindered on monetary policy issues. Where works are to be undertaken or functions are to be held in fulfillment of international commitments, prior concurrence of the Commission shall be taken. Don'ts. Any and all attainment at the cost of the public sector regarding achievement of the party or government in power is prohibited. No minister shall enter any polling station or the place of counting unless he or she is a candidate or as a voter only for voting. No person who has been assessed to be having or who has private security guards for himself shall be appointed as an election agent or polling agent or counting agent. Distribution of liquor or bribery in any form is prohibited during elections. On the day of poll, no person who has been assessed to be having a security threat and therefore given official security shall enter the vicinity of polling station premises within 100 meters with his security personnel. If the person provided with official security happens to be a voter also, then he or she shall restrict his or her movement accompanied by security personnel to voting only. Proposal for revival of sick PSUs, governmental takeover of enterprises, etc. cannot be taken up. Fresh auctions of liquor vends, etc. cannot be held even if the annual auction time falls within the Model Code of Conduct period. Where necessary, the government should make interim arrangement as provided in their respective laws. Area of operation of any existing project, scheme, program cannot be expanded. New administrative units would not be created. New academic institutions, etc. would not be established. Applicability of Model Code of Conduct on procession. Permission must be obtained for the use of loudspeakers or any other such facilities from police or competent authorities for the proposed meeting. The time and place of starting of any procession, the route to be followed, and the time and place at which the procession will terminate should be settled in advance, and advance permission obtained from the police or competent authorities. The existence of any restrictive orders in force in the localities through which the procession has to pass should be ascertained and fully complied with. So, also all traffic regulations and other restrictions. The passage of the procession must be without hindrance to traffic. Procession along places at which another party is holding meeting shall not be undertaken. Processionists shall not carry any articles which are capable of being misused as missiles or weapons. Posters issued by other parties and candidates shall not be removed or defaced. If two or more political parties or candidates propose to take processions over the same route or parts thereof at about the same time, the organizers shall establish contact well in advance and decide upon the measures to be taken to see that the procession do not clash or cause hindrance to traffic. The assistance of the local police shall be availed for arriving at a satisfactory arrangement. For this purpose, the party shall contact the police at the earliest opportunity. The carrying of effigies purporting to represent members of the political parties or their leaders, burning such effigies in public and such other forms demonstration shall not be undertaken by any political party or candidate. Applicability of Model Code of Conduct on vehicles. What do we mean by the term vehicle? All vehicles propelled by mechanical power or otherwise, including taxis, private cars, trucks, tractors, with trailers or without trailers, auto rickshaws, e-rickshaws, scooters, minibuses, station wagons, etc. Exemption from requisitions. Vehicles being used by the following categories are exempted from requisitions. Vehicles being lawfully used by a candidate or his agent for any purpose connected with the election. Vehicles belonging to wildlife sanctuaries, national sanctuaries and national games parks. Vehicles belonging to BSNL, All India Radio, Doordarshan, WHO, UNICEF, UNO. Limit of vehicles for electioneering purpose. There is no limit on vehicles which a candidate may use for electioneering purpose. But before the campaign commences, he shall have to furnish the details of such vehicles and the areas in which they would be used for campaign purposes to the district election officer. Original copy, not the photocopy, original copy of the permit should be displayed on the windscreen. Any further deployment of any additional vehicles can take place only after notice to this effect is given by the candidate or his or agent, and permits obtained for the same before the actual deployment of the vehicles. Areas in which vehicle would operate should also be conveyed. Details will be given to election expenditure observer. Government vehicle. In respect of persons covered by the security, the use of state-owned one bulletproof vehicle for the particular person will be permitted in all cases where the security agencies have prescribed such use. The use of multiple cars in the name of standby should not be permitted unless so specifically prescribed by the security authorities. The cost of propulsion of such bulletproof vehicles, where such use of bulletproof vehicles is specified only borne by the particular person or his party, whether he is in office or out of office, and whether he is a candidate or not. Under the directives of Government of India in the Ministry of Home Affairs, the persons provided with Z plus security cover are permitted the use of state-owned one bulletproof vehicle. The restrictions do not apply to the Prime Minister, whose security requirements are governed by the government's Blue Book. All these restrictions do not apply to the President and the Vice President, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. In the case of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, these restrictions will be applicable at the time of general elections to the Lok Sabha, but not during legislative assembly elections. Vehicle carcade. The number of vehicles to accompany the carcade, including pilots, escorts, etc., will be strictly in accordance with the instructions laid down by the security authorities and shall not exceed 10, excluding security vehicles, under any circumstances. In all cases where a party or a candidate hires a private aircraft, helicopter, for any reason whatsoever, the complete cost will be included as part of election expenditure without exception. No relaxation can be provided on any consideration, including those of security, to anyone regarding the use of loudspeakers, whether fitted on vehicles or otherwise. Restriction on the use of official vehicles for campaign, electioneering or election-related travel will be equally applicable in the case of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the State Legislative Assembly at the time of general election. Whether on a private or official visit, all political functionaries should not use pilot car, car with beacon lights of any color, car equipped with the sirens of any kind. The restriction will apply even if the state administration has granted him a security cover. Also, whether the vehicle is government owned or private. Vehicle at the time of nomination. During nomination filing, only 3 vehicles will be allowed within periphery of 100 meter of RO or ARO office. Local administration will keep a strict watch on vehicles used by persons accompanying the contesting candidates to curb illegal activities. A cycle rickshaw is also a vehicle. Its expenditure should be accounted in the account of candidate if it is used for campaign. The vehicles in convoy shall not be more than 10 excluding security vehicles. From the date of notification of the election till the completion of election process in any constituency, the district administration shall keep a close watch on the vehicles used by the contesting candidates, persons accompanying the contesting candidates and other party leaders, and ensure that the commission instructions are not abused. Private vehicle being used by owners either for themselves or for member of their own family for going to the polling booth to exercise their franchise, but not going anywhere within a radius of 200 meter of polling station. The vehicles which are allowed are essential vehicles, namely hospital vans, ambulance, milk vans, water tankers, electricity emergency duty vans, police on duty, officers on election duty, public transport carriages like buses plying between fixed terminal and on fixed routes, taxis, 3-wheeler scooters, rickshaws, etc. for going to airports, railway station, interstate bus stand, hospital. Private vehicles used by sick or disabled persons for their own use. Vehicles being used by the government officer on duty to reach their duty point. Convoy of vehicles. If any person moves in a convoy of vehicles exceeding the limit of 10 vehicles in spite of the convoy having been broken, it shall be the duty of the local administration to ensure that such vehicles are not being allowed to be used till elections are over. The contesting candidates may be asked to get the details of all the vehicles that are being used in the election campaign lodged with the district election officer before the campaign commences. The convoy of vehicles being used in road show shall be broken after every 10 vehicles and a gap of 200 meters would be maintained. Safety of public and persons in the road show shall be ensured. Bursting of firecrackers and carrying of firearms shall not be permitted at all. The maximum size of banner that may be used would be 6 × 4 feet. No requisition on candidate demand. Unregistered vehicle, if found being used for campaign, shall be deemed to be unauthorized campaign for the candidate and may attract penal provisions of the chapter 19A of the IPC and shall therefore be immediately taken out of campaign exercise. Vehicle on polling day. Hiring, procuring, use of vehicles for free convenience of voters will be a corrupt practice. Each contesting candidate is entitled to 1 vehicle for own use, 1 vehicle for election agent and 1 vehicle for use of his party or workers for entire assembly constituency. No vehicle except with the permission will be allowed for use. No vehicle with more than 4 wheels will be allowed for candidates or party workers. Not more than 5 persons, including driver, will be allowed. On the day of poll, no other person will be allowed to use the vehicle which is allotted for candidate or his election agent's use. Vehicles for office bearers of recognized political parties. CO may issue permits for vehicles that can move throughout the state for use of office bearers of recognized political parties for electioneering purposes only. States having more than 100 ACs, a maximum of 5 vehicles. States less than 100 ACs, a maximum of 3 vehicles. Expenditure to be borne by the political party and not by the candidate. If such vehicles are used for election campaign of any candidate, then the expenditure should be added to the account of candidate appropriately. Vehicle for transporting publicity material for a recognized national or state political party. CO may grant permission for one vehicle per party for every 10 ACs. The applicant political party will make the application specifying the details of the vehicle, fitness certificate, name of the driver, date-wise movement plan of the vehicle. The Chief Electoral Officer shall ensure that such vehicles are also be subject to normal checks and the same will not be used for election campaign. The expenditure on account of such vehicle shall be incurred by the political party and not by the candidate. Record of air flight. Full records of all non-scheduled flights are maintained by the appropriate authorities as required under the law and relevant rules. Use of helicopter during polling or counting. No leader of a political party shall use private fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters for the purposes of supervising and monitoring the polling and counting process on the days of poll and counting. Helicopter to be used by CM. Political functionaries, including Chief Minister, may, if required, hire private aircrafts and not use it for their political campaign and other election-related activities. The expenses of use of such aircraft can be paid for by the concerned political parties and have to be accounted for suitably in their accounts. Defacement of vehicle. In private vehicles, flags and stickers may be put up on the vehicles by the owner of vehicle on his own violation, in such a manner that they do not cause any inconvenience or distraction to other road users. If such a display of flags and stickers aims to solicit vote for any particular candidate, then the provision of the section 171H of the IPC would be attracted and would have to be followed. On commercial vehicles, display of any flag, sticker, etc. shall not be permitted unless such vehicle is a vehicle validly used for election campaign after obtaining the requisite permit from the DO or RO and the display thereof in original on the windscreen. Use of loudspeaker and use of vehicle as a rath. External modification of vehicles, including fitting of loudspeaker thereon, would be subject to rules. Modifications in special campaign vehicles like video rath, etc. can be used only after obtaining the requisite permission from the competent authorities under the Motor Vehicle Act. Flags on vehicle during road show. Only one flag or banner or poster or placard can be allowed subject to Transport Department rules. The maximum size of banner that may be used would be 6 × 4 feet. Only one flag with prior permission can be used by the party supporters in road show. Flags on vehicle during road show. Only one flag of the size 1 feet by half feet with the permission of the RO concerned would be allowed on campaign vehicles in a road show. No banner will be allowed on any vehicle. However, 1 or 2 small stickers of appropriate size may be permitted on each vehicle. Use of bikes as a vehicle. Bike is a two-wheeler and its use shall be restricted only for campaign purpose. Number of bikes may be restricted as per convoy rules of vehicle. Bigger convoys exceeding 10 vehicles shall be broken up and a gap of 100 meters will be maintained. Only one flag, maximum dimension 1 by half feet, shall be permitted on one bike. Length of pole or stick for carrying flag shall not be more than 3 feet. No spotlight, focus light, flashing light, searchlights and hooters shall be put on any campaign vehicles. While using flags or stickers on any vehicle, due care shall be taken that visibility of any of the driver of the concerned vehicle or any other vehicle on road, passenger from front or rear view is not hampered in any way. Party flags, banners in residences of party workers. Candidates, their agents, workers and supporters may put up banners, buntings, flags, cutouts on their own property, subject to local laws and court orders. If such a display aims to solicit vote for any particular candidate, then the provision of section 171H of the IPC would be attracted. Maximum of 3 flags can be displayed. If any person wants to display flags of many candidates or parties, then 1 flag of each candidate party can be displayed. Model Code of Conduct, General Items. Use of national flag. There is no prohibition of proper use of national flag by political parties and rallies. It is the bounden duty of the authorities concerned to ensure strict compliance and observation of the provisions of the Flag Code and the provisions of the Emblem and Names, Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950 and the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971. Wearing of party or candidate supplied special accessory like cap, mask, scarf, etc. may be permitted. However, supply of main apparels like sari, shirt, etc. by party or candidate is not permitted. Use of college or school grounds. The Election Commission has allowed use of school or college grounds for political meeting, provided that academic calendar of the school or college is not disturbed under any circumstances. The school or college management has no objection and prior permission of such campaign is obtained from them as well as sub-divisional officer concerned. Such permission is granted on first come first served basis and no political party is allowed to monopolize use of such grounds. There is no order or direction of any court prohibiting use of any such premise or ground. The political parties or candidates or campaigners shall ensure that no MCC norms are violated. Any violation in allotment of school or college grounds for political meetings will be viewed seriously by the Election Commission. The accountability in this regard lies with the sub-divisional officer. The political party which has been permitted to use ground for campaign purpose will be responsible to return the ground to school or college authority concerned without any damage or with the requisite compensation for the damage caused, if any. Prime Minister. Exemption. Prime Minister from the operation of the MCC provision pertaining to the combining of official visit with the electioneering. Electioneering visit expenses incurred on the construction of such helipad will be borne by the political party concerned. Violation. Record keeping. The CEO and the DO shall maintain a party-wise register to track the instances of violation being commenced by the various candidates and campaigners of various political parties. Daily register indicating names of candidate, campaigner and political party. Brief description of violation, date of violation, follow-up action taken and the order passed by any election official, the commission, if any. This MCC violation index should also to be put in the public domain so that interested parties, including the media, can pick up the input. Emergency and disaster. Ex gratia payments and gracious relief in the aftermath of a disaster can be given directly to the person affected. Payment directly to hospital from CM or PM relief fund will be permissible. Emergency relief work can be taken up with the intimation to the commission. Photograph of PM display at petrol pumps. This is not permissible under MCC ECI instructions. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Depiction of photographs of Honorable Prime Minister and Minister as aforesaid is in violation of Model Code of Conduct and hence such photograph shall have to be immediately removed from the official website. Emergency disaster. New work related to preventive measures to mitigate effect of natural disaster can be taken up only prior permission of Commission. Any selective assistance to a group of persons from the PM's or CM Relief Fund require prior permission of the Commission. Commission does not refuse approval of schemes for tackling emergencies, unforeseen calamities, welfare measures for the aged and infirm. In these matters, however, prior approval of the Commission should be taken. Appointment. Regular recruitment appointment or promotion through UPSC, PSC, Staff Selection Commission or other statutory authorities can continue. Schemes. No fresh sanction of government schemes. No review of scheme by political executives. No fresh release of funds on welfare schemes. No contract of works. Loans. Financial institution funded partially or wholly by the state government should not take recourse in writing of loans. Enhance financial limits by indiscriminate issuing of loans when MCC is in force. Demolition. No demolition or eviction drive can be carried out by any government or civic agency during the poll process. In such cases, demolition is to be carried out as per order of the court of law. The matter should be brought to the notice of the Commission first. Passes. No golden passes, free passes, concessional passes or any other types of passes will be issued or allowed to be issued for travel to and from the state's constituencies from announcement of election to declaration of result. Display of names on water tankers. The names of MPs, MLAs, etc. appearing on such moving vehicles, etc. should be covered suitably during the election period, as such vehicles moving from one place to another may be considered as a form of election campaign in favor of the MP or MLA, etc. concerned. Photographs on official websites. During the period when MCC is in force, all references of ministers, politicians or political parties available on such central or state government official website shall be removed. Defence Forces. Model Code of Conduct is not applicable to any matter pertaining directly to the Defence Forces, be it the recruitments, promotion for Defence Forces, all service matter pertaining to them, defence purchases of all kinds, tenders relating to the matter of the Defence Forces. Defacement of property. Defacement of public property. Unauthorized political advertisement in the form of wall writing, posters, papers or defacement in any other form, cutouts, hoardings, banners, flags, etc. at public property and in public space like railway station, bus stand, airport, railway bridges, roadways, government buses, electric and telephone poles, municipal or local body building, etc. shall be removed within 48 hours from the announcement of elections by the Commission. Defacement of private property. All unauthorized political advertisement displayed at private property and subject to local laws and court directions, if any, shall be removed within 72 hours from the announcement of elections by the Commission. Temporary Campaign Office. No such office by encroachment, public or private property, any religious places or campus, education institution, hospital or within 200 meters of any existing polling station can display only one party flag and banner with party symbols or photographs. The size of banner not more than 4 feet by 8 feet. Medical board for political functionaries. Political functionaries who are not the elector of the constituency going for a poll should leave the constituency as soon as the campaign period is over. Political leader didn't leave the constituency after campaign period was over, citing some medical reasons. The DO concerned, in consultation with the CEO, would constitute a medical board for health checkup of the political functionary seeking exemption. The medical board shall, after medical examination of the patient and his/her medical history, will give report whether the condition of the patient, that is the political leader, is such that he can't move or be shifted under medical attendance out of the constituency in an ambulance or vehicle, the exemption would only be considered by the ECI after consideration of report of the medical board received through CEO concerned. Political functionary to whom exemption has been granted, a video surveillance team shall be deployed at all the entrance of places of stay headed by a magistrate with suitable police personnel to be deployed till the completion of the poll. Expenditure incurred for such stay should be duly accounted for in election expenditure accounts of the contesting candidates for that constituency. Complaint monitoring system. The poll going state shall have a complaint redressal mechanism based on website and call center. The toll-free number of call center is 1950. Complaints can be registered by making calls to the toll-free call center numbers or on the website. Complainants will also be informed about the action taken by SMS and by the call center. Complainants can also see the details of the action taken on their complaint. This system should be operational within 24 hours of announcement. All complaints should be dealt with promptly and properly. The 24x7 control room at the district level will be operational. Round-the-clock personnel should be deployed in the control room and their duty roster must be issued to avoid any evasion or confusion. Hoardings, advertisement. All hoarding, advertisement, etc. on display at the cost of public share shall be removed forthwith by the authorities. No advertisement should be issued in the newspaper and other print media at the cost of public share during the election period. Dearness allowance during by-election. Announcement of DA by the state government may be done as a routine affair, but it should not be publicized as the government's achievement. MCMC. All advertisement for telecasting on TV channels and cable networks by any political party must be viewed, scrutinized and certified by the MCMC committee. Nomination filing. Only 3 vehicles within the periphery of 100 meters of RO. Clearly demarked periphery of 100 meters. Only 1 door shall be kept open for entry of candidate, plus 4 other authorized persons. All other doors should be closed. A CCTV camera should be placed at the entry door to record actual time of entry. Printing of pamphlets and posters. Section 127A of RP Act 1951. No person shall print or publish any election pamphlet or poster which does not bear on its face the name and address of the printer and the publisher. No person shall print any election pamphlet or poster unless a declaration signed by him and attested by 2 persons is to be presented by the printer in duplicate. 1 copy of the declaration and 1 copy of the document is sent by the printer to the CO if printed in the capital of state. In any other case, to the district magistrate of the concerned district. Any process for multiplying copies of a document other than copying it by hand shall be deemed to be printing. Election pamphlet or poster means any printed pamphlet, handbill or other document distributed for the purpose of promoting the election of a candidate, but does not include any handbill, placard or poster merely announcing the date, time, place and other particulars of an election meeting or routine instruction to election agents or workers. Violation. Up to 6 months imprisonment or up to ₹200 fine or both. Surrogate advertisements. Advertisements appear in print media, especially newspaper, for and against particular political parties and candidates during election period. ECI has directed that in the case of any advertisement, election matters or if the advertisement is with the consent or knowledge of a candidate, it will be treated to have been authorized by the candidate and will be accounted in the election expenses account of the candidate. If the advertisement is not with the authority from the candidate, then action may be taken for prosecution of the publisher for violation of section 171H of the IPC 1860. If the identity of the publisher is not indicated in the advertisement, then the newspaper concerned may be contacted and information may be obtained and appropriate action as above may be considered. Hoardings, flex boards within the meaning of poster. The hoardings, flex boards, etc. containing any election related advertisement shall be treated as poster. Section 127A of RP Act 1951 shall be applicable. Ban on sale of liquor. No spirituous, fermented or intoxicating liquors or other similar substances shall be sold, distributed at any place, public or private, within a polling area during the period of 48 hours ending with the hour fixed for the conclusion of the poll for any election in that polling area. Violation, up to 6 months imprisonment or up to 2,000 fine or both. The liquor shop and vends remain closed during the period of 48 hours ending with the hour fixed for the conclusion of the poll for any election in that polling area. The Election Commission has instructed that steps shall also be taken to prohibit sale of liquor in adjoining areas of concerned constituencies. Election Commission instructs that the state government to issue appropriate orders under relevant state laws for observation of dry days on their days of counting. Engagement of child labor in the election related activities. The Election Commission has advised political parties to take a note of provision of Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act 2000 relating to children of the age of 14 to 18 years and not to do anything in election campaign against the observation of High Court of Delhi in aforesaid case. Restriction on use of plastic during electioneering. The Election Commission, in the interest of environment, has advised the political parties, candidates to avoid use of plastic, polythene and similar non-biodegradable materials for preparation of posters, banners, etc. during election campaign. MCC on manifestos. The Commission has desired that whenever a political party releases its manifesto for whichever election conducted by the Commission, 3 hard copies of the same along with a soft copy may be sent to the Commission for its record. Manifestos are expected to reflect the rationale for the promises and broadly indicate the ways and means to meet the financial requirement for it. Trust of voters should be sought only on those promises which are possible to be fulfilled. Role of CO. The Election Commission of India wants Chief Electoral Officer to obtain 3 copies, 3 in English and Hindi version of the manifesto from the political parties or candidates whenever they are issued within 3 days. Analyze them, the guideline on the manifesto issued by the Commission and give their comments to the Commission at the earliest. The ECI wants CO to obtain declaration from the political parties candidates whenever they are issued within 3 days from the declaration that the program, policies and promises made therein are in consonance with the para 7 of MCC. MCC on tender and work order. No work shall start in respect of which, even if work orders have been issued before the Model Code of Conduct came into effect, if the work has actually not started in the field. These works can start only after the completion of election process. However, if a work has actually started, that it can continue. There shall be no bar to the release of payments for completed work, subject to the full satisfaction of the concerned officials. Suppose work order has been issued in respect of a scheme or a program, can it be started after announcement of election program? Work shall not be started in respect of which work order has been issued before announcement of election if the work has actually not started in the field. if a work has actually started in the field that can be continued. Housing scheme or Awas Yojana. Beneficiaries who have been sanctioned housing scheme and have started work will be assisted as per norms. No new construction will be taken up or fresh beneficiary sanction assistance till the elections are over. Rozgar Yojana. Works in progress may be continued and funds earmarked for such works can be released. New works can be started from approved annual action plan for the current year with the prior consent of the district election officer. Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Rural Guarantee Act, that is NREGA. The job card holder will be provided employment in the ongoing work if they demand work after announcement of elections. In case no employment can be provided in ongoing works, the competent authority may start new work from the shelf of project that has been approved and inform the fact to concerned DO. No new work shall be started by the competent authority till such time employment can be given in ongoing works. Auction, tender. Ban on conduct of major auction, tenders by government agencies. Tenders other than global tenders that are already floated may be evaluated but not finalized without prior approval of the Commission. If they are not already floated, they shall not be floated without prior approval of the Commission. Global tender. Global tenders already floated can be evaluated and finalized where any time limits are specified for such purpose. What to do if any kind of violation as far as MCC is concerned occurs? What are the important legal provisions? The important legal provisions to deal with MCC violations are the Representation of People Act 1951, the Indian Penal Code 1888, the Police Act 1861, the National Security Act 1980, the Motor Vehicle Act 1988, the Arms Act 1959, the Religious Institutions Prevention of Misuse Act 1988, the Information Technology Act 2000, the Flag Code, the Emblem and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950, the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971, the Kulahal Act. It is a state-specific act and differs from state to state. The Prevention of Defacement of Property Act. It is also a state-specific act and differs from state to state. In this video, we have learned in detail about MCC. If you have any doubt or want any clarification, then you can contact through the mail as shown on the screen. For other videos on rules and regulations, you can visit the web address as shown on the screen. Thank you.